This is my shed presentation for Engineering and Architecture 2. Building regulations for Joliet, Illinois. Some of the regulations is that the maximum height of a shed is 15 feet, and for a shed to be allowed in an area, a shed must be placed 6 or more feet away from a home. The shed must also be placed 3 feet or further away from the property line. If the shed exceeds over 120 square feet, this shed is now considered a garage. And in the city of Joliet, sheds are not allowed in front yards. To the right, you will see a layout of a corner lot, which there are 2 places that sheds can be located. The one closer to the house is the one that is 6 or more feet away from the home, and then the shed location 2 is the shed that is placed 3 or more feet away from the property line. After figuring out the regulations for sheds in Joliet, Illinois, we then went into the CAD software and built the sidewalls for what we would then build 3D wise. Each spacing for each of the wooden beams is going to be 1 foot 4 inches, and these are the sidewalls, and they are exactly the same. Then we did the front and back walls, which the front is where the door would be located, and the back is where there would be a window. Every shed is required to have at least a door and a window to make it a shed. And then we did this. We then did the trusses for the roofing, which we had to make 3 of, and then when we jumped into building the 3D model, there were 6 required. The process. To the left, you can see where the front is being made. We use these pins to keep the wood together, and then once the wood was all planned out, we then glued it and waited for the glue to dry to make sure that the wood would be strong enough to stand it. In the middle is a truss, and also to the right is a truss. The right truss has pins in it showing how we kept it down so the glue would stick together. Before putting them all together, we had to build each piece. Number 1 is the sidewalls. They are identical. I built 2 of them. The second one is the back wall, which is the window. The third one is the door, and the fourth one is the trusses. We then would put it on a 10 by 10 piece of cardboard and line up all the materials to make it a 3D object. This is the final product. All of them are the same thing, and that is the 10 by 10 cardboard on the bottom, along with the 6 trusses on top, with the front and back walls, along with the side walls, all supporting each other to create what we imagined. A reflection. I think that this project was very enjoyable. I did not have very much problems creating the shed. However, I would not use the pins. I felt like they made the project go longer than it needed to be, and I was just able to create it with gluing it when everything was together. Future advice that I give people is to keep on task and not waste time on other assignments during this assignment. Wait for glue to fully dry before removing from paper. I did not always do that, and it was hard to keep all the pieces together. And make cleaner cuts and take time on gluing the wood together. Some of my cuts, I was told, were not very great, and it just kind of made the project look a little sloppier than it could have.